Welcome back, ITS 129. Take a look at transaction for assignment 15. And I've updated the code in the document. So I've divided it by SQL Server code and my SQL code. So I'm going to go ahead and copy all of this over here just to kind of show you what transaction is. That's kind of what this is over here. So I'm going to come in new and I'm going to call it Dale. And then here, and then I'm going to open up this and I'm going to go and paste in my, and you know what this is over here is just to create the table, to start the transaction. And then, I'm going to just run a query and then I'm going to go in and put data inside there and then I'm going to commit, right? In fact, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and get rid of this guy. And I'm going to just kind of run it, right? And then when I open my thing, then I got one new record over 5 Dale. Now I'm going to paste it in again, but this time I'm going to take out the top part. Okay, the top part is that instead of Dale, I'm going to try and put in number 6 and Mo. I'm going to get rid of all of this stuff, and I'm going to run it this way. It's the same thing, right? But this time I'm going to roll back. So I'm going to try and insert it. What happens when I do that and I click on here, let's go see what happened to them. There's no Mo, right? And the reason why, again, because I did the transaction, but instead of committing, I rolled back. So what that does is undo what you did since the transaction. So I'm going to come here and I'm going to do a commit. Yeah, commit like this, right? Now I'm going to run it again. Now let's go look at product. And now I have a number 6 Mo here. Okay, so that's how you do transaction inside of, what transaction does again is, it goes ahead and once you start a transaction, you can do a whole bunch of stuff until you commit or roll back or whatever, yeah? So, I would use it when you're doing update and delete stuff so that it's not permanent. Okay, very cool. Now, I also have, the syntax for SQL Server looks a little bit different, right? It looks a little bit different. So that's the difference over here. So I'm going to come here and I'm going to databases and I'm going to make a new database. I'm going to call it Dale. Here like this. And then I got to do a new query over here. I got to fix it a little bit. I got to use, go comment this guy out over here. Now, the truncate over here, what that does is it's just a command. And what it does is it deletes the records in a table. So watch out when you use this guy. So I essentially want to do is just clearing it out, right? Begin the transaction. I insert one record. But inside of SQL Server, you can do something called save the transaction. So this is what is called a save point. So save the transaction up until this point over here, yeah? Then I try to do another one, but I'm going to go and roll back everything since the last transaction, first insert. That's what I'm calling it. So committed, I wish we put a semicolon there, and then I can run it. Let's go see. Okay. Now, I should have 3 George, but not 4 Sam. So let's go. Table, product, right where they click. And I got 3 George, but not 4 Sam. So, that's just an example of how to use transaction, right? And the data, the way it is inside of both MySQL and SQL Server, a little bit different, right? So we're getting into that part. Okay.